episodic space opera / galactic adventure for the Apple iPad. It innovates upon general space shooter controls, utilizing multiple perspectives and multiple abilities from the get-go. In most games you have to get power-ups or earn upgrades to get new abilities, but we give you right what you need from the start. And we tell an interesting narrative. We have an evocative art style. We have a pretty good score, and we have very fluid and fun gameplay.
There's no other space shooter on the iPad that took use of the multi-touch that we know of. Any other game we've seen on there just uses one finger and you're always shooting straight ahead, and that's not very complex and it's not really very fun.
And most other games on the iPad also have drawn-on virtual joysticks and drawn-on buttons, and we wanted to completely shy away from that. We wanted controls that worked in with the game world. So,
not a fan of the drawn-on joysticks.
Not a fan of the drawn-on joysticks.
We're not trying to bring an old controller onto a new controller. We're going to use the new controller for what it is.
And make a new game for a brand new platform.
In our game, I like it that we're using our fingers a lot more actively. It's like you're at a futuristic control pad. You're activating features. It's like you're in Star Trek.
Yeah, a lot of iPad games are basically ports. They're like, okay, let's take this game that was designed for dual joystick and put it on the iPad.
Like Geometry Wars that lets you shoot the angle. But I think we have a lot more complexity in our game.
Just being able to play the game however you want to, and just there's so many different ways you can play the game and be able to just explore all the different possibilities.
It's multiple weapons, definitely not just bullets flying everywhere, and no power-ups really. We just give you all the weapons at once and they all work together.
The way that we set up everything and the way all our abilities work together, there's a lot of emergent properties that happen with our game that we didn't really plan for. We just added a bunch of abilities, added a bunch of enemy types, and the way they combine and the way that you can use certain things together, it just makes interesting gameplay that we had no idea would happen.
Yeah, the game mechanics is pretty unique. The way the player interacts with the game, I think it's probably kind of unique game.
My favorite ability is definitely Gunter.
Point, click, board.
He doesn't really have an offensive attack, it's more just a stunning attack, and it allows, his ability is the best one to combine with other abilities, and it's also our most balanced at the moment because we have people that both love it and hate it.
It's been really fun seeing Lynn's shield be developed.
Move out of the way, boys.
The new bubble shield that we implemented is really awesome.
Using her is, at this point, very simple. It's just merely a point of activating the shield and just watching your ship bounce away shots and burning people. I feel like I'm using a gigantic circular lightsaber in space.
My favorite crew member is Saul, who's the mechanic on the ship.
It'll work, trust me.
As you take damage, your crew members get knocked out in Saul. By selecting him and clicking on another crew member, you repair them back up to maximum. In most space shooters, you're given a set health bar, and you have to pick up health along the way to rejuvenate it once you get hurt. But we decided to shy away from that because the health bar is just taking up a bunch of screen real estate, which it doesn't need to.
Choppy's the basic shooter.
I got my finger on the trigger!
Yeah, I just like the two-finger shooting. Even if it didn't have the weapons, I think it'd still be fun if people would play it.
I think my favorite character has got to be Kiefer, not only because I do the voice for him.
Sir, I have those TPS reports you were looking for.
But also because he controls the pause menu.
I like Mac.
I can hear everything!
He can control other ships and slam them into each other and
shoot the bejesus out of their friends with them, and then chuck them at each other when they run out of juice.
It doesn't shoot, but it's more you have to hack into somebody's system, and probably all the programs like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in the design process, and one of the first things we came up with, is perspective changes. And that's something that's been with Syzygy since before it had the name Syzygy.
We wanted to be able to control the angle that you see the world at, so it's not always top down, it's not always from the side, it's both, so you can get a more three-dimensional view of a game that's only in 2D. So we get the ability to tell a story from whatever side we want.
Do you know why we fringe fight?
Please, enlighten me.
Instead of just shooting random people, there's actual plot.
pretty much every game out there is either a serious story thing or cool game mechanics. And I think Syzygy does a good job of combining both, making a fun, lighthearted story with good laughs and also a fun gameplay experience.
Watch out!
That's fine! I have a planet full of parts!
Then why do you need these?
Because they're mine!
The production values of most iPad games are very low, and most don't have good stories, most don't have good characters, especially the space shooters. But not just space shooters, just games on the iPad in general. So we saw it as an opportunity, and we took it and ran with it.
Well, I mean, basically, like, we came to live together this past summer, and all discovered we had a mutual love of video games, and that we each had, you know, these kind of integral parts of like a video game design, you know, that video game design needs. Like John is an expert coder, Max is pretty good. No, Max is a really good artist. I'm not even gonna joke around. And like, I'm a pretty good writer. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good writer and composer. So we just started talking about how to, like, you know, utilize the time of our summer better, and we decided to make our game.
You know, do something more than just sit around.
Yeah.
Lots of 12-hour work days over the summer when we could have been out, like, hanging out with people. We just spent coding.
Lots of
drawing.
Lots of walking to 7-Eleven at 3 a.m. to get more coffee.
Yeah. The pitch process for 170 was basically everyone in the class pitched 7 ideas, and when it got around halfway through the quarter, we each had to try and get people on one of our ideas, because 7 games were going to go on to the next quarter to be actually made into video games. And I'd been pitching games, not any I really cared about, because I mostly wanted to work on this one. And I pitched it, and Peter and Max were very involved in the process, and I just let everyone know, like, we have this really good idea for a game, we have all the story written out, we have everything already thought out, and we just need to start working on it. So I got a lot of people on board really quickly, and we actually had more people interested than we could take on. So we were pretty picky with the people we picked, and I feel like we got a really good team.
John came with this like actual prototype of like working idea, and my main factor probably to choose Syzygy among other teams, it was that it was pretty organized in the early stages, I think.
The main reason I picked Syzygy was just because when John and Max kind of pitched the idea to the class, I just kind of saw that they had a lot of passion, and they just really had a great idea that they really wanted to take.
I came to one of the Syzygy meetings purely by chance and really liked what I saw.
I was pretty impressed by the, you know, level of dedication and the work that had already put into the idea.
The biggest thing was having an artist on the team, I would think.
I mean, I'd say Team Krinoid as a whole is a really productive, really fun, like, atmosphere to be around. Like, we've gotten more done in 6 months than I thought was possible, and like having, like, from concept worked on this game for almost a year now, like, I am astonished we're at this point on like a console we didn't even imagine coding for like 9 months ago. But yeah, it's been great. I can't talk it up enough. I love Team Krinoid.
I think everybody really proud to be part of this game, and I feel like everybody's just like, it's not like a school project, it's more like fun hobby. This is what I do on Sundays, and we do more than just Sundays.
Oh, if only it was just Sundays.
I would say that overall Team Krinoid atmosphere is very collaborative, and everybody just kind of complements each other nicely. I'd say there's a lot of varied skills on the team, and that allows for people to shine in specific areas and to work together well. And it's been interesting to see how the challenges of working with such a big team, but at the same time being able to overcome these challenges and to have team members help each other and build off of one another and really just complement each other's abilities and come together and create something awesome.
I think our team works together really, really well, and it shows with the progress we make that we're all able to kind of split different tasks and get them all done simultaneously, which gets things done faster.
Well, I would say insane in terms of it's fun and dedicated, creative, and people just who enjoy doing what they're doing best, I guess.
And with the release model of the Apple App Store, we were able to, it allows us to release episodes and whenever we want and update our app whenever we want. So right when we release it out to the public, it's not going to be like the finished version. That's not the finished game. We're going to keep adding onto it and adding more and more content and adding more story for people to play.
Done yet?
Yeah, I would say people should buy Syzygy because you're going to get the most bang for your buck. It's going to be a lot of fun, innovative, new content for not a lot of money comparative to like, you can buy Final Fantasy 1 for like $10 for your iPad, which is a Nintendo game from like 20 years ago. Go Team Krinoid.
Team Krinoid.
Go Team Krinoid.
Go Team Krinoid.